Ross Jackson, LouisianaSports.net, joins us now. Talk a little New Orleans Saints. Ross, always our pleasure. How you doing, sir?
Hey, man. Doing great. Glad to be here with you
guys. So Derek Carr saved the Saints $30 million, and he came out yesterday and was like, I just didn't think it was right to, take that money, and if I had surgery and not play. And so it kind of came off like, okay, maybe he did the Saints a solid, Ross. I mean, I don't know that Saints fans are ever going to be a fan of Derek Carr, but do we think maybe in this one instance it's like, okay, well, hey, thanks, bud. We appreciate it.
Yeah, look, the way that I kind of look at this story is, I think the only person we're ever going to hear anything from about why the $30 million actually went back is from Derek Carr. He's the only person we'll ever hear talking about this. I think that it's kind of been given to him as sort of his thing. And so I don't know that a lot of Saints fans are going to buy it right off the bat, like $30 million. Like, I will tell you 100%, Derek Carr is a very nice guy. Met him in the locker room, got to talk to him a bunch over the course of 2 years he was here. Very nice guy. But I don't know if anybody is $30 million nice. I think that's a very different conversation. And so, and if there is anybody out there that's $30 million nice, I'm here and I'm listening. And so, we don't know exactly what all went down behind the scenes and everything like that. But, look, the Saints gave him his $10 million roster bonus. He gave back the $30 million base salary, and then they walk away as amicably as possible from all of this. I think that the thing that's most important is that the team ends up utilizing that money in the best way possible as they move forward in order to make themselves back into contenders. And that's going to be the biggest thank you. That's going to be a thank you back to the fan base that says, hey, this didn't work, but here's what's going to happen with this money. I think that becomes the biggest thing for them. And of course, that's going to be the goal, right? And so they'll get that $30 million back over the course of the next 2 years. We'll see what they're able to do with it in terms of rebuilding this team.
Ross, there's one player, and you actually highlighted this player during, OTAs that I want to ask you about, because when he signed his new deal with the Saints, there's a lot of people questioning how much money it was compared to what the production was, but we kind of forgot about it because, as you well know, because you got to write about it, this has not been a quiet offseason for the New Orleans Saints. I mean, it has been something that we have been able to come here every single day almost and have like some new news, but that player would be Chase Young coming off the edge for the New Orleans Saints. It's a position where a lot of people, Ross, thought maybe they'd select somebody in the draft and use one of their top picks. Perhaps if the right guy was there, they don't. And now you've got a guy that it's a pretty good salary for the production you had from a year ago. What are you expecting from Chase Young, year number 2 in New Orleans?
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be a featured role in this new Brandon Staley defense. When you turn around and make he was their biggest investment, right? I mean, the biggest monetary investment.
Yeah.
You can make the argument that a first-round pick is a big investment as well. That's 100% correct. But in terms of the biggest monetary investment that this team made, 3 years, $51 million with incentives that can take it up to $57 million over its total lifespan. That's a big investment from this New Orleans Saints team. And they bring him back because he was one of the most disruptive players last season at his position, number 6 in the NFL, according to Next Gen Stats, when it comes to pressures with 73. The issue is that didn't finish plays successfully at the quarterback, only walked away with 5.5 sacks. And so you'd like to see that number tick up, but I do think that this Brandon Staley defense, which is going to deploy him as more of a stand-up, pin your ears back, and be an edge rusher, get after the quarterback style player, I think that's going to fit Chase Young very well. My understanding is that he's down in terms of weight as well, playing around 260, 265-ish. And so they're letting him be light. They're letting him be free. They're letting him use his speed and athleticism to get after the quarterback, which are more so parts of his trademark. And so I think that he fits pretty well with what it is that the Saints' new vision is, and so much that guys like him and Carl Granderson, who's also slimmed down this offseason, the Saints feel very comfortable moving ahead with them sort of as the premier focus as the pass rushers. And those were two players that were within the top 15 last year in quarterback pressures. The next number that needs to tick up is that sack production to make that monetary investment, fully play out.
Ross, what's up, brother? This is Matt Flynn. Good to get connected with you, man. Look, we got a full-blown official quarterback competition, so I'm going to be all over this with you. So this is what I'm the most intrigued about, as well as everybody else. So just, I guess, from a wide view perspective, being at practice right now, what have you seen so far from both the young boys?
Yeah, first of all, congratulations, dude. Super excited to have you, like, for you to be here and everything like that. Like, we the market are very lucky for you to come down here. So thanks for time. Yeah, I think that, like, when you look at the kind of battle that's going on between these two guys, and look, it's a genuine quarterback battle. I think it's more genuine than that Jameis Winston Taysom Hill quarterback battle they had a few years ago. That felt like that was Jameis Winston's job the whole way through. But this feels a little bit more like a genuine thing. I think that what we're seeing so far is a tale of two quarterbacks that can both make big plays. But to me, the tale is that Spencer Rattler has been a little bit more consistent, while Tyler Shough has shown you the bigger plays. And so the big question now becomes, which of those two things is most beneficial for this time? And then where's the growth between now and by the time that they, hit a football field in August in the preseason? And so I think that whichever one of them takes the biggest or shows the greatest amount of growth between now and then, that's going to be the guy that walks away. The thing that I like to try to remind people of is, and as you know very well, both of you, the game of football is not made up of 60-yard plays. Those 60-yard plays are big, but the NFL game is made up of 3 to 10-yard gains if you're lucky. And so the big thing for me when you look at these two quarterbacks is which one of them is going to consistently be able to move an offense with consistency and efficiency. The Saints and the Eagles last year, just looking, making the Kellen Moore comparison, were separated in 20-plus yard plays by just 2 plays last season. But yet their end results were wildly different from one another. One of the big reasons why is the Eagles were more efficient. They ran 82 more plays. They scored 100 more points. They got more help from the other phases of the game as well. And so I think that when you look at which one of these quarterbacks would be the quarterback that steps forward, for me, consistency and efficiency, which matches kind of the trademarks of Kellen Moore, are going to be the most important thing. I'm not ready to say that one is ahead of the other after just a couple of OTA practices that we've seen so far, but I think that we'll be able to get into that conversation of growth a little bit more when these teams come back for training camp.
All right, there he is, our guy Ross Jackson. You know him, you love him. At Ross Jackson NOLA is the handle on social media. Check out his work on LouisianaSports.net, also host of Locked On Saints. Ross, we appreciate it every single time, man. Look forward to our next conversation.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate you having me on. Y'all take care, stay safe, and I'll talk to you here soon.